When I got close enough, she lifted up her hat and I saw her eyes, and I told her, "Wow, didn't expect that." She's like, "I didn't. I would expect you to run across the street and get banged, but I'm scared." I said, "Nah." I told her, "I'm not scared of this kind of stuff because I've watched Star Wars, I watched Star Trek. You know, even though it's fake and the people are actors, I knew deep down inside that you guys were real." And she said she knew my name. She knew that I was gifted and a little different from people. She called it an introduction, not an abduction. Her ship looked like the game Simon Says. I got to go aboard. I got to see what the Earth looked like. That was my first run in with an extraterrestrial. She was super cool.
Welcome, welcome, Earthling friends and Starseed family. So this is SUFON. Today, our guest is Brandon Vegas, and this event I'm titling "Glowing Skies: A Photographic Exhibition." I'll give a short introduction to Brandon. He's been, I think, a lifelong contactee. He's had contacts, direct contact, even CE5, frequent CE5, it seems, with alien and extraterrestrial beings. Most seem to be in league with the Galactic Federation. And this is a compilation of, or an exhibition of many of the ships and also some beings, perhaps, that he's photographed. Mostly just with a camera phone, nothing very high tech, but anyway, go ahead, Brandon. Let's start the exhibition.
Hello, I'm from the island of Hawaii. It's in the South Pacific region. A lot of people are not familiar with Hawaii. With some,
Brandon, are you there? Oh, did you have to
I don't know what
rejoin?
happened, bro.
Here, it looks like you got kicked out. I'll have to remove your other thing. Hopefully this doesn't remove you completely.
I
There.
can't hear it. No.
Disconnected. Okay, I can hear you now, Brandon. I guess there was a connection error and you had to rejoin or something.
Okay, I can't hear you good without my Bluetooth, but I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Brandon.
Okay, sorry about that. That's gonna happen every once in a while for some reason. Every time I do podcasts, that kind of things happen. It's just bear with it. Okay, so I'm from the island of Hawaii, Hawai'i Lemuria, we call it, or I call it. A little bit under the weather. I'm sorry, guys, but just so happened I woke up like this. I was born a little different from people. I have autism and I have Asperger's. It's a spectrum disorder. So I've been able to see spirits and shadows and anomalies and just orbs, just things that other people with low frequency vibrations would never will never be able to see something like that. So I had my first encounter in 2017 with a human hybrid gray called Surrealist. I lived on the 31st floor with my brother in a high rise, and we were witnessing what looked like a ping pong ball going back and forth. It was from far distance at first. And me and my brother was just wondering, what the hell is that? Because drones were popular in 2017, so we thought it was a drone from first, and it got closer and closer. One thing led to another, and it started coming like peeking around where our building was, and like looking into our window, kind of thing. My brother got really freaked out. I eventually went downstairs and tried to find it with my flashlight, and Oh boy. There's a girl across the street wearing a flight suit with a hat and covering her eyes. Uh, Eventually, she kept on throwing rocks at the shopping cart where I would burn and smoke weed. And eventually, I crossed the street and went to approach her. And when I got close enough, she'd lift up her hat and I saw her eyes. And because I happened to be handicapped and different, I don't put down different. Just because she was from a different planet and a different, looking different than we do, I'm not gonna balance of nature for shit like that. So I told her, wow, didn't expect that. She's like, I would expect you to run across the street and get banged, but I'm scared. I said, nah. I told her, I'm not scared of this kind of stuff because I watched Star Wars, I watched Star Trek, even though it's fake and the people are actors, I knew deep down inside that you guys were real. And she said she knew my name. She knew that I was gifted and a little different from people. She called it an introduction, not an abduction. Her ship looked like the game Simon Says. I got to go aboard. I got to see what the Earth looked like. That was my first run-in with an extraterrestrial. She was super cool. She spoke our language. They've been here since 2008. They signed a treaty at Edwards Air Force Base with the military. They've been helping us all for a good while. They have a treaty with us, so a lot of people really don't know what's going on. Like we've got 58 different races coming in and out of our planet. Me being C5 Special Intelligence for Close Encounters. Let me explain to you guys a little something about that. A lot of you guys, not all, but a lot of people that are not activated to what's going on or not star seeds. The whole entire what do you call it? Things that we were told in school about the government. I mean, just everything that we were told. Like for example, we were told that we were part of the 50th state of Hawaii. We're not. We're an indigenous race of Lemuria Hawai'i. We're not American whatsoever. Though we have ties with America because of our government, structure, the legislator and all of that, the senators and that what. But as far as like being part of the United States, that's why I call myself Hawaiian, not American. I kind of knew that. I was just appalled by how the Americans treated people in Hawaii when they took over. So I consider myself a Hawaiian. So when I found out that we're not even a 50th state, I was like, even more I feel Hawaiian. So I started seeing just stuff. But when I got to see when I took a ride with her in her craft, she showed me what the Earth looks like, and that was a lot of people want to say it's flat, it's round. A lot of flat earthers and round people like want to argue and not become friends anymore. Stop that. It's neither. It's actually curved. So a little something that you folks don't know. CERN opened up a different timeline. We're all dead. We just don't know it. We're in a different parallel of Earth. We never had a dome before. Yeah, that's cool. See, you can kind of see the firmament. That is a extraterrestrial craft uh phasing out of 3D to 5 density. That's what you're seeing. That's kind of a cloak, but not cloak because you can see it with the naked eye. Yeah, I did a lot of pictures of the moon and stuff like that. A lot of pictures are lately of the moon are just really weird. Even the sun, people are taking pictures all over TikTok and they're showing the sun. Yeah, cool, huh? You would never know if you didn't have that eye to see. Oh yeah, see that right there? the wall that you're looking at is Guitar Center, so that's across the street from where my parking lot is. That's how close they would come to me. The deal between me and them was I would allow to take pictures and videos, right, in exchange for them to observe me. And let me tell you something, we would play little games where they would turn their lights off and try and kind of sneak up behind me and shit. They're very playful, childlike entities, if you will. I don't know. That's how I think of it. Um, yeah, it's kind of cool. Just even seeing that. See how bright that is? I mean, that is so noticeable. Like the security guards in my building would be like talking star at me. Uh, and they would see this and like, bro, that's just not fucking, excuse me, that's just not freaking normal, bro. Every time we hang out with you, there's something in the sky that's flying by or something. So I've kind
Yeah.
of lost a lot of friends, a lot. It happens, bro. You got to have tough skin.
What I have to point out in this
But
photo is you can see the stars, but this object is definitely not stars and it's not a planet. It looks like it's much lower, um, almost close to the
oh,
Earth.
my friends that live in my building, the people walking their dogs, just normal folk saw that and they were getting a little freaked out. You know, they would talk to me, tell me good morning or good evening, and then now they were like not talking to me no more. But you know, shit happens, bro. Okay, you see that? That's what you call a moonbow. So if you look really good, you can see actually you can see the craft is right there, and there's one right there, and there's one on the other side. I mean, I'm just
Here.
coming out of my yeah, right there, yeah.
And is there one here?
Sorry, so I came out of the security. I live on the 41st floor, so I come out of my security door of my building, and I see that. I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? So I start filming, and then all of a sudden I noticed that there was two crafts on both sides. I didn't know at the time because, you know, I'm older than you guys, so my eyes are not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, now I see this one here and then this one here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's kind of rare to have that kind of a moon in Hawaii.
yeah. When I look at this craft, even though it's not quite clear on my screen and small looking, but it does look like looks like it's saucer shaped to me, um, more than an airplane.
I have more. I was visited by seven different alien species. I don't even say alien. Let me correct that. I was visited by several celestial beings from different just different plane of existence. We'll put it that way. Um, now let me just explain something to you guys. I didn't ask for none of this. I'll explain to you that in a minute because I can see it. I don't know if you see it, but I was born this way. You know what I mean? I didn't ask for any of this. I got teased a lot because I was just weird and different. But as far as like this responsibility, we call it in Hawaii, we call it kuleana, which means rights and responsibilities. I didn't ask for it. This thing just dropped in my lap. It's like, hot potato, here goes you. You know what I mean? Boom. Just think, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna whine or are you gonna deal with it? You know what I mean? That's kind of I'm blunt. I'm sorry. I'm just straightforward. That's exactly how this went down. I was like, man, Beavis and Butthead. I didn't know what to do. I had to really, really dig deep. You know, all jokes set aside, but I had to dig deep and dig deep and find out exactly what does this have to do with me. Like, you know, what is the correlations between them and me? And I found out that they're here looking for people that are highly gifted, highly sensitive to join their uh their alliance. Basically, they're looking for. You talk about in the Bible the 144,000. There are actually 144,000 ships that are coming in 2024, March 15th. to our planet to assist. They call it the shit show, if you will. A lot of things that is going to be rectified on planet Earth. A lot of these things are happening now at such a fast rate. We're going to be, or the dollar bill of the whole of America is no longer going to be valid no more. There's a lot of things in play, guys. Pay attention to the signs. FEMA, right now, NATO is big presence in Texas. There's something big going on. There's tanks, helicopters, all with the NATO sign. People walking around in Texas with NATO symbols on top of them. I do believe we're going to be looking at some kind of a civil war. I'm just straight up, bro. I happen to understand all things that are the gift that the extraterrestrial people gave me was to open up my third eye, my pinnacle third eye, to see a little bit better of what's bullshit and what's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, people
Brandon, I want to
have the veil put over their eyes. Go ahead, go ahead.
I want to comment on some of what you're saying now. Just not to be too much of a tangent, we can talk about these images too. But yeah, you and I are both Galactic Federation ambassadors, and one of my long journeys now has been with writing my novel trilogy. But it wasn't just that I started writing this trilogy, I was activated to it by Einstein the Crystal Skull, who is not Einstein has never been proven to be a modern creation or have been proven to be created with tools or carved. He was molded by liquid crystal probably 30,000 years ago. Anyway, he's quite a powerful skull. And so I was actually given, well, I think I always had this potential to write novels and books and also channel, which is one of my more recent abilities awakening. But yeah, it's this novel trilogy though, and also I'm writing song lyrics now for it. The creativity though, I feel doesn't just come from me. I have to listen to it because it's coming from something or somewhere else.
It's so funny how you had mentioned that. Like, I don't meditate like normal people. I play I play guitar, but I played in a way that you guys don't understand. So I play a right-handed guitar, left-handed. So the bass string is on the very bottom and the high strings on the top. So I hit a D and an A and a C and a G easier than how a lot of my friends play this way. You know what I mean? Right-handed, where they're strum with their right hand and hold the neck of the guitar with your left hand. I play the opposite. So I play a lot of Egyptian stuff, just a lot of things that I play what I feel in my heart. It's weird. So I don't meditate. Like, I can't sit still and meditate. Like, you know what I mean? Get ants in my ass, if you will. I can't meditate and just sit there. So I meditate by writing, poetry, and it's actually a form of channeling, if you will, because there's hardly any periods and commas. I suck in grammar, so people are always pull it in my face. Hey, you write like a 4-year-old. I'm like, well, I happen to have autism, so my brain kind of stopped growing like how normal people's brain would grow. But I keep putting myself down, like, you know, there's something wrong with me. I believe that we're just evolution, you know.
Yeah, so what I want to say,
Go ahead.
what I want to say is that I have realized more recently, some of the material too that has come through in my writings, some of it's extraterrestrial in a type of way, not quite what I've experienced actually, but of an ET nature. Some of it's more in the spirit world and psychic stuff. But yeah, it's all very magical, really. And I have realized that that is a type of divine activation I've received, and I'm awake. I kind of need to maintain it, but yeah, it's a way. I was activated that so that I could practice my writing and maintain that basically channel circuit or channel wiring so that then I can learn to also channel pure spirit information and light language
Well,
too. And so that's something I believe doesn't have to be just writing,
can
but
you hit on it, please?
that type of thing is what I think the Galactic Federation and ET's value is being able to be tapped in and being able
Yes.
to receive information like that.
Yeah. So that picture right there. Okay, that one right there is I'm sitting at the edge of the parking lot where the entrance of my building is, and a security guard, my friend, Ryan was behind me, and this thing started to pop up in the sky out of nowhere. It just, boom. It's like they were there, but they showed themselves. And my friend was like, he had his camera and he took pictures as well. So these are. Let me get your attention. That's basically what they're telling me. Do you see us? We are because we see you. That's the message I was receiving when that happened. My friend was like, "Dude," he was like, "Dude, is this for real?" I'm filming right now. Because I told him, he's like, "What are you doing out here every night?" He came up to me, asked me like, I said, "Oh, I'm doing research." He goes, "With what?" I said, "Oh, I don't really like talking about it. A lot of people." And he goes, "Try me." I said, "Look above you." And he was like, "What the?" So, a lot of people are too busy looking at their phones with their heads in the phone, not looking up at the sky. There's some of us that are sky watchers that look at the sky with our phone, you know what I mean? To make use out of it.
Yeah, that's another thing is some of my UFO photos, I could even show some, I think they're
Well,
in this Facebook chat. Um, but some of my photos haven't been, and videos too, haven't been taken
you
with
bring
um,
Sally.
with a special camera. The photos I have of UFOs and lights in the skies. Um, it's just been with a basic phone, usually an iPhone, but yeah, it's you don't even need anything special when you are able to capture these things. But
I see. That's
Brandon,
the
it's
triangle right there. I've seen there. See that right there? Okay, so if you look to the right, okay, that's them forming. They went from 1 to 3, right? And if you look at the next picture, that is them. Oh, so that's the tree that's down the road from where we live. But that's the train track at the very end, right there. Yeah, what you're pointing at. Yeah, that's the train track. So you got Sam's Club well, you can't really see it, but you got Sam's Club to your left, and then it goes down to the Tower A, which is right where those trees are. So yeah, that my friend and I was kicking back next to. We saw that, and he's like, "Dude, bro, those things that came out of nowhere." I said, "It's that." And he looked at me. He goes, "That's for you." I said, "Yeah, creepy though." All
you
right,
know
continue.
this looks like to me not only an orange fireball in the sky, it looks like it has sort of a hexagonal shape to it.
Oh, I call them Aurorans. They're um some of them are like I said, I run on this program, you guys. Some of them are fallen angels, bro. It's not gonna lie. Yeah, see how bright that case. See the one in the bottom of the tree? Those are ships. Both of them. But the one on the bottom is forming that right there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Those are two crafts right there. So my friend is standing to the right of me and he's filming this particular what's happening. And it forms the ships. Watch. Continue. See the second one? See the second one popping up? Yeah, right there. Boom.
Hmm.
And then there's the third one, which is making a triangle. It's coming out of it's coming from 3D to 5 density within our Cheddar they showed up on a NOR. They're coming out from a different plane of existence into our existence. Like Project Looking Glass. You can have that. Oh no, no good. Okay, see the top one? That's already formed. So that's a ship right there. It's a triangle. The one that's in the bottom is it's still forming into a ship. So I said, they can peek into our universe, but it's hard for us to peek into theirs. Yeah, you see the two ships? See how they are formed already? Trace, can you zoom into that so people can see that better? All right, okay. So you see how in the middle of all of that, yeah, right there, all of that light. Those are two Galactic Federation starships. That's what those are. And when my friend saw that, he freaked. He literally freaked. He's like,
Um,
"Holy crap, dude!"
where are the starships exactly? Oh, here.
You're
Just
looking
one
at
of
them,
them.
both of them.
Oh, these two things, these
Yeah,
two
those are two
triangles.
starships. One is they're facing opposite directions.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I thought you
We
meant
would play,
something
you
else.
know, there's a little game that we would play. We'd play Battleship.
Okay.
Ah,
Um,
that's like when they're like mirroring each other.
yeah, yeah, what I'm seeing too, what I'm noticing is each of these looks like it's a diamond shape.
Yeah.
Um, not just a sphere, but these Galactic Federation ships tend to have geometry.
Oh, that's what I know that to be was Federation ships. We would play like I don't know, we play scenarios, we play Battleship. You know what I mean? I'm just okay, there it is. There's the top one is faced that way. The bottom one is still forming into the ship. I mean, this is how I interpret what's going on. I mean, I could be wrong. No, this is my this is my first rodeo doing all of this. Okay, right there. You see that? Okay, you see the building to the right? So I was cruising with two of my friends, smoking a joint at the very edge of where we live. And I happened to turn to my right, and I saw film it. There's a video that goes with it. I'm not sure if I can find it, but everybody, like three or four people, even people driving their cars, pulled on the side and started to film that. Uh, yeah, that is. How would you consider that? Close encounters? Two,
Hmm.
because everybody saw that.
Yeah. Is Close Encounters 2 when other witnesses are reacting to it and seeing
Yeah,
it?
you could hear them in the background saying, "Oh yeah, I see him." Yeah. So man, we from Hawaii, so we talk a little different. We're like, "Oh, bro, can you
Yeah.
see?" Yeah, I go, "Oh yeah, hold on, wow, that's crazy." And this couple that was in a one of those kind of crazy looking cars pulled off to the side, and they started to film it. The other guy looked at me, he goes, "Oh, bro, it's a fucking UFO." I said, "Yeah." So
So, Brendan, I have a question.
sure.
Did you see these things before 2017, or did they just start showing up to in 2017?
Good question, bro. Maybe I wasn't really. It wasn't my kuleana to know back then. You know what I mean? Maybe they were watching me before all of that because I was in the MK Ultra program. I got when I was 18 years old, I joined the Navy. My brother's friend shot me, and I lost. I was pronounced dead for 15 minutes, and I came back. I wasn't me. I didn't recognize my mom, so therefore they wouldn't release me to my mom. I didn't look
Hmm.
when I looked in the mirror, it wasn't me. So what I was told by somebody who does regression, like you've been abducted and stuff. She told me that you used to be you, but you're not you anymore. You got reincarnated into somebody different. When you passed, somebody entered you because
That
you were
sounds,
still fucking warm, is what she told me.
yeah, that sounds a lot.
It gave me the creep. Chloe, where food?
Well, that sounds a lot like a walk-in experience to me. Um, a lot of like I wasn't pronounced dead or anything like that, but I had a walk-in experience at the end of 2020. A lot of walk-ins though, especially I think earlier and before 2020 or even in the 2000s and 90s and perhaps beyond, um, did have near-death experiences in which that was the trigger for the walk-in experience. Literally, a different soul or a different soul fragment showed up,
Okay.
basically infused with them or switched out with them, and that's what happened with me in 2020. Um, just as sort of a shock event to me, though. But yeah, now
It's
I'm kind
interesting.
of like I think of myself as a soul fractal exchange. I still have all my memories from before the walk-in and can behave like who I used to be, but I feel like just
Yeah, yeah, I got
fractals
it.
of our souls exchanged, but something
So
else
for
is.
when I was in my don't know who the fuck I am, I really, it was really freaky, dude. For a couple of days, I was dazed and confused, and I looked at it, bro. And again, so this lady came to visit me, and apparently she was in the MK Ultra program with me. She was trying to jot my memory. Uh, I don't remember anything. Then she started mentioning stuff, and all of a sudden, her name was Beverly, and we would hide out and smoke cigarettes. And so she's like, "Do you have a cigarette?" And she goes, "Welcome back." I said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Yeah, MK Ultra." And she said, "Okay, good." But she goes, "But you are not you. You don't sound yourself. You don't even, your eyes are a different color too. You're not." And she told me that we didn't call it walk-in. She just said that you got reincarnated into because a human body carries 9.5 pints of blood. I lost 7.5. I
Mm,
was thrown into my bathtub. The lady that lived next door was a nurse from Queens Hospital. Her and her husband and threw me into my bathtub through ice. So I was in an ice tub, basically. I was bleeding from both holes. By the time the ambulance and everybody came, I was already gone. Um, yeah. And when I came to, I was on a metal slab naked, and they had that, that blade that they cut you, spit you in with a Y, you're down and then up like this. Bro, they're about to do that shit to me. I opened up my eyes and then gasped for air, and the guy almost lost his toe with the blade. He got so scared. He said that he saw straight. His exact words is he saw a ghost, bro. That's the best way to describe what. And yeah, and then so all these people started coming in to talk to me. I couldn't speak at first. I could only move my eyes and just my hands and nothing, my legs, nothing worked. I had to use that. You know that thing that they put the bag and you got to walk around with the wheels. I had
yeah.
to I had to use that to walk around.
Okay. Yeah, an IV bag, basically.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
ended up one night. I ended up getting a little girl kept on coming into my room and playing peekaboo with me. And she's like, I was like, where's your room, little girl? And she goes, oh, my room is, I'll take you to my room. And I was like, okay. So I grab my little thing, I get up, and I'm trying to figure where she's coming from.
Yeah.
So she takes me to the third floor. It's a morgue.
Yeah. So what you're describing to me sounds not only like a near-death, I mean, it was a near-death experience, but it sounds like you also had a walk-in experience because reincarnation, in a classical sense, is when your physical body dies permanently, and
Okay.
then the soul reincarnates into a different body. But what it sounds like is your body was pronounced medically dead,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't the soul that was born into your body that came back. It was your walk-in aspect as you that came back into your body. Maybe you even went into heaven or the spirit world and um, maybe you fused with it or gained it or something, or maybe it was a complete switch out. But I would have to do something like soul contract and regression hypnosis with you in that case to really get a good sense of what happened. That's what I did after my walk-in as a quantum healing hypnosis session, in which I channeled my oversoul and recounted and learned exactly what happened with my psychic surgery, um, to to make the walk-in happen. And yeah, it was a lot to learn, but it sounds like that's pretty much what
Well,
happened
I
with you
know.
as a walk-in experience, because walk-ins, what happens with walk-ins is the body changes too. Sometimes not all walk-ins are the same in that way, but sometimes the eye color and voice changes after a walk-in.
I agree.
And so it sounds like also what happens with walk-ins, we could talk about this more later, is you have a responsibility and a mission, and that's what you awaken to
Mhm.
after walk-in. That's just how we work, is, and that's why we have why walk-ins change or switch out, is to fulfill a mission or to live out a purpose, more than what the natal soul would have been doing. And so this seems to be what you're doing and what you were activated to. I feel that your walk-in aspect is
Well,
of the Federation, like
I
I
had
am.
somebody do regression work on me. Her name is Mishi.
Yeah.
Um, she pulled, she did readings on me, and she pulled two super soldier cards, and she says, "I've never, as long as she's lived on this planet, she's never done that. You
Yeah.
fought with the Draconians. You're a super soldier times two."
Well, it sounds like we have a lot in common. We'll have to talk more about that later, but I ended a war with the Draco 2.8 million years ago, with Sirius A. Um, so yeah, I've been in that position of battling the Draco and fortunately winning. But yeah, it's not what I want
How
to
come
do
I
in
don't
this life
remember
anymore,
all of
though.
that?
What were you saying?
I don't remember any of that.
Well, that's the thing, and that's kind of the mechanism of a walk-in, as well as just any soul who incarnates, is you lose your memories, because, and you have to regain them, though. You can. But the purpose of that is so that we can do the work of regaining our memories, but also so that our attention can be here in this body at this time to focus on what we need to do, instead of what we did in other bodies that isn't necessarily the same mission and purpose as this body.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would explain that. But yeah, I can definitely help you recall specific memories and awaken also as a walk-in in hypnosis. But for now, I think, as others may be watching and will be watching on YouTube, I want to
No,
return to the conversation of
so
the lights.
so that right there is where I sit down and smoke. So that's the elevator of the train station.
Hmm. Okay, so you just saw this. It looks like it could be a triangle, perhaps, but
That's
there's
what it is.
three lights. That's an interesting thing you just said. Is, again, you sat down to smoke and you just saw this, or it showed
Mhm.
up. That seems to be an interesting connection, whether it's marijuana or ayahuasca or other plants. It seems that
Mhm.
um, evolved ETs have this sometimes resonance, or um, show up when people are doing any sort of plant medicine, even if that may not be your intention, but it kind of has this effect of opening you to the ET world sometimes.
The ATs are like, you're oh, this guy's stoned. Let's go talk to him. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I think that may be one of the reasons too. that the corporate structure of America and the world wants to suppress plant medicines and does so much to do that,
Mm.
because they know that it really opens people up to powerful dimensions and healing experiences with other entities.
That thing right there, each UFO has one of those. Those are called a scout. They'll go ahead and come really close and take their own pictures, if you will.
Yeah, is
So
that
the Galactic Federation was observing me. They wanted to see how will I respond to all of this. Will I wig or will I rise to the occasion and figure this shit out?
yeah, I've seen scouts before. They're like drones, the little ones
Mhm.
I've seen. I
They're
actually
they're
have a
they're type of exactly.
yeah, I have a picture. I think it was from 2018, the summer of 2018 or sometime around there. It was I was driving, and it was actually my girlfriend, now wife at the time, who took the picture, a couple of them. It was because that was a summer of particularly orange sun, which was kind of a newer thing around Seattle back then. Um, but anyway, she took these pictures of the sun as I had asked her because it was very orange during the day in the afternoon. But then when I looked at the pictures later, um, I just saw little black things in the air.
Mhm.
Some of them look kind of like discs, but not like perfect discs with little features on them. Some of them were other things like spheres, and but yeah, they were just these little black objects in the pictures that I didn't see with my naked eye, but they showed up on the photos. So I think those were probably drones.
They would go ahead and ahead and report back to the bigger ships. So right there, if you look really good, that's from underneath their ship. That's their lights. So it's like that's all you can see is that, but you know it's a bigger ship.
Hmm.
So you go underneath their craft. So
Is this
yeah,
over a
they would always
freeway?
do that. That's the train track.
Oh, a train track. Okay.
Cars drive underneath it, and the train is above it.
Okay. Here, this is a similar photo.
So that's the triangle.
Hmm.
Looks like a race
Um,
car in the sky, don't it?
so do you know if they show up as red when they're just like conserving energy or something to be in a lower density for us, or
Hmm.
does that matter, or do you happen to know anything about that?
So let me know that they're there. Like I can see them. So
Yeah.
yeah, that right there. Yeah, that is a single craft. You can see underneath it. That's their. It's called an arc reactor.
Hmm.
Each
Um,
UFO has one, but each UFO gives off a different frequency that is.
I have seen these. Um, I may have taken a picture of something like this at one point. Yeah, that's interesting that it's in such a kind of egg or amoeba shape.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you um do they tell you this stuff about their craft and everything on the ship, or did they send it to you telepathically?
No, well, I would just like hi talking to you. I would talk to them. I say, "Wow, you're a pretty one." Man, see that's the roof of the guitar center. Same thing. They perform for me. They go from 0 to 60 in seconds. They say, "Oh, let me see what you look like underneath." And it tilt to show me they had like orange and green
Hmm.
gears or green lights underneath the ship. Wow. I don't know. My girlfriend was freaked out. Like I'm worried about you gonna get abducted or they're gonna yank you. Never happened.
Is this, I have a question. Are these two the same
Same, similar.
same
Mm-hmm.
craft, just different colors?
Mm-hmm.
When they change colors, does that mean that they're switching between different densities, or is that just a function of
In a way, but it's
different
the way
lights?
it's their energy. Like they're happy to hang out with me.
Okay, that makes sense. Kind of like different moods.
Yeah, but this sheet out that one's like a purplish blue.
Hmm. That gives me a kind of calm and chill vibe.
There's a lot of them are very good energy, and some of them are fucking assholes. Sorry, but I'm just gonna be honest. Some of them are really bad energy.
Um,
Will lash out at
yeah,
people, scream at the top of my lungs, and that's just not me. That's just way too much energy to give off to people. So
yeah.
a lot of
So,
my friends that me didn't take it personally. They do believe that I was being possessed.
hmm.
That's the ship out my window. I live on the 41st floor window. That right there is a triangle. Look at the colors of that thing. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it looks like these are red and white, but why is
Yeah.
this a different bunch of stuff? Is that just how it is?
Was that the tip of the ship? Was that the tip of the ship, bro? That's what you're seeing. See that right there? That's the UFO. That can
Hmm.
detach from the ship. You
Hmm.
see how you saw the lights all around it? You can tell it's a UFO.
Yeah. So is this a doorway here?
Hmm?
And then this is a ship. Is this a
Um,
window?
hmm. I have a mirror behind me, so that's what you're looking at.
Okay.
The weird thing about that, dude. You couldn't.
So I'm gonna speed up a little bit. I want to get to some other photos. Some of these are higher energy, higher frequency photos, I think. We're at
That's remember I told you they come with each UFO comes with a skull. That's the UFO in the skull.
hmm. Are
That's
these
that's what I'm trying.
are these
That's the
scouts
skull. The red on the skull.
okay? Are these scouts unmanned or are they drones or
I do believe they're AI pilots of some sort that they
okay.
can withstand the G forces of them being the maneuvers that they make. I do believe that the people that fly these things are not human, so they can withstand the G forces.
That makes sense. It makes sense why they would do that with drones too, for the beings with lower bone density and higher energy density too, who have trouble uh, spending a lot of time in our atmosphere and are and closer to us.
That's the you see that that's coming in. That's phasing out of 3D to 5 density. Looks like a lens or a glasses, don't it?
It does. Yeah. Yeah, it totally looks like a lens sort of a thing or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like there's an edge here of whatever it is. Hmm. That sort of thing makes me think of what they might be experiencing during that type of transition. But it makes me think of what these beings are actually experiencing and also sort of the totality of their energy body and energy field of how high vibe and how refined they might have to be to do this sort of thing. Of course, they're from other worlds, but they obviously don't have religious conditioning like a lot of humans do. And so just wonder about that, if some humans will ever actually reach this level.
A lot of gurus that meditate. I mean, like breakfast, dinner, and lunch kind of stuff. I do believe that some people on this planet will be able to.
Yeah, definitely there have been some humans I've heard of who can do this sort of thing. Even some humans who can levitate and walk through walls and teleport. And so that's real, but that's definitely not for the common city living type of human. But yeah, I just wonder if this will ever become a common thing for us, or if maybe even this is kind of a special rare type of being even for their people. Because I know that some of the um, astronauts, if you will, the beings who come to visit us from their worlds, probably are not the same exactly as the rest of the people from their planet, but I'm sure their planet is still living very differently from us. And you know, it's also what I also think of when I look at this sort of thing is,
Palladium ships.
yeah, but it also reminds me of Masaru Emoto's experiments with frozen water crystals that crystallize in different formations depending on how you speak to it and the messages you give it
Yes,
before
I
you
saw
freeze
that.
it.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so it definitely looks like, yeah, like a whole frequency of its own. Um,
Military was so mad at me, dude, for this, for all of that. I'm telling you.
they're mad at you for photographing this.
No, they're mad at me for having this ability.
Oh, well, that's too bad for them because some of us walk-ins have amazing abilities, and some of it goes beyond what even their trained super soldiers and mind control people can do. I've done things that I'm pretty sure their mind control people can't do with hypnosis. And
They called me up and threatened me 2 weeks ago, and they told me that we're going to take you to a facility and you're never going to be heard of again.
well, is that a new thing for you?
I'm from Hawaii. People talk your shit. Come up and up with me and tell me that to my face. I'll scrap you on the fucking road. We'll be on the 6 o'clock news. I don't like when people threaten me. We're from Hawaii, peaceful people, but also crazy people because we native. I would never hurt nobody just to hurt somebody. It's just not in my intention, not in my nature. Never. I'm 51 years old. I've never hurt nobody before. But
Yeah. Um,
when someone says something as dumb as that, dude, I happen to have UFOs as friends. They could just grab them and drop them in the deepest part of the ocean. Oops.
yeah, I'm
Don't
sure they
blame.
could.
I
Not
know
that they
they
normally
can.
do. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to actually end this exhibition here. There's definitely a lot more you can see. And this is just one chat we have. There's a whole nother set in a text chat that you've sent me. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do another glowing skies to follow up and do some updates too. But thank you everyone for participating and watching, and who are live and who are also on the watching on the YouTube channel later. And please like and subscribe and share, especially the liking and subscribing does help grow this channel and just help support the channel. And so get the message out too, the high level messages that SUFON stands for and likes to publicize. So thank you all.